Well, for more on the story, we can now speak to Channon via Skype, who spent almost 10 hours making her way home to Brighton from London last night. Catherine, you must feel exhausted, but just basically, can you tell us what happened to you?
I was flying back from Paris and I managed to get on a delayed flight. And we managed to make our way from Heathrow to the M23 in reasonable time. But then when we got with the M23 met the A23, we sort of stopped, and that was probably about 9:30, and then didn't move again until about 3:30 this morning.
So what did you do what did you do in that black cab all that time?
I kind of got lucky, actually. A really nice cabbie called Steve, a very friendly chap, talked to me a lot about Arsenal football, which I didn't really know about. We ate some chocolates, we drank some coffee, put the world to right. You know, it wasn't all that bad.
And in all that time, did anyone from any of the official services, highways agency, anybody like that, knock on the door just to check you're okay or tell you what was going on?
No, and that was probably the biggest frustration, is despite sort of checking the highways agency website, various sort of the AA websites, things like that, there wasn't really any information other than to say there was a 45-minute delay. And given that we stayed on that road for, 8, 10 hours, whatever it was, there wasn't any information. The only time we saw somebody from the highways agency, they came along to wake us up to say that we'd start moving, and that was about 4.
So all those hours, nobody came and knocked on the car door. Well, what do you think of the response from the authorities?
I think it's, a lack of information. We all understand that we live in a country where weather changes and we're not best catered for with bad weather. But really, I think the information could have been much better.
Now, I've got to ask, you said the taxi driver, Steve, was a nice guy. Did he leave the meter running?
Actually, he didn't. Thankfully, I'd agreed a fixed fare before we left. But apparently these things clock at 1,000 anyway, so we'd have ticked over.
All right, but those chocolates you bought in Paris for your mum, they all went, did they?
She's probably watching this, so sorry, Mum.
All right, thanks very much indeed for that. Channon stuck there for 10 hours trying to get from London to Brighton.